Have you ever considered the Arctic as a potential farming paradise? It's a thought that would seem outlandish to many. The Arctic, with its harsh and unforgiving climate, has long been dismissed as a place where agriculture, in the traditional sense, would be virtually impossible. The region's sub-zero temperatures, coupled with its limited sunlight and barren landscapes, have traditionally been seen as insurmountable barriers to farming. But this is where the story takes an exciting turn. Enter greenhouse farming, a pioneering approach that's turning the tables on what we thought we knew about agriculture in the Arctic. These structures, often made of glass or plastic, capture and store heat from the sun, creating a warm and controlled environment that's ideal for growing a range of crops. Greenhouse farming in the Arctic is not just a theoretical concept, it's a reality. It's a bold solution to the daunting challenge of producing food in an environment that's traditionally been hostile to such endeavors. And as we'll see, it's an approach that's not only feasible, but also holds enormous potential for addressing some of the most pressing issues of our time, including food security, climate change, and sustainable development. But how does it work? How can crops possibly thrive in a place where the ground is permanently frozen? The secret lies in the controlled environment that greenhouses provide. By regulating temperature, humidity, and light levels, these structures create a kind of artificial spring, enabling plants to grow year-round, regardless of the weather outside. But the potential of greenhouse farming in the Arctic goes beyond just growing crops. It's about reshaping the region's economic landscape, creating jobs, reducing dependence on imported food, and contributing to the fight against climate change. It's about tapping into the Arctic's untapped potential and transforming it into a thriving, sustainable, and resilient food-producing region. So let's embark on this journey together. Let's explore the potential of greenhouse farming in the Arctic and how it could change the way we think about agriculture, sustainability, and our future. Because as we'll see, in the face of adversity, innovation prevails. Climate change, a bane for many, yet a boon for Arctic farming. Now that might sound like a paradox, but let's unravel it together. You see, our planet is heating up, and nowhere is this more evident than in the Arctic. The polar ice caps are retreating, leading to longer growing seasons and increased accessibility to remote Arctic regions. This is where greenhouse farming comes into play. Picture a controlled environment where temperature, light, and humidity are all managed meticulously, allowing for year-round cultivation. It's like having a little piece of the tropics right there in the Arctic. Greenhouse farming effectively capitalizes on the changing Arctic climate, turning a global challenge into a local opportunity. But how does this work? Think about the increased daylight hours in the Arctic during the summer. It's a natural light show that lasts for almost 24 hours a day. Greenhouse farming harnesses this abundance of light, boosting the growth of a variety of crops. And what about the harsh winters? Well, that's where the magic of the greenhouse truly shines. By creating a controlled environment, crops can be grown throughout the year, despite the freezing temperatures outside. This means fresh produce for local communities, irrespective of the season. But it's not just about growing food, it's about growing opportunities. With the advent of greenhouse farming, remote Arctic communities can tap into a sustainable source of income and employment. It's about self-sufficiency and resilience in the face of a changing world. So, while climate change continues to pose serious challenges globally, it's also opening up new possibilities. In the Arctic, the melting ice is revealing fertile ground for innovative, sustainable farming methods. The silver lining to climate change, it seems, is hidden in the Arctic's greenhouses. Yes, you heard it right. Climate change's silver lining could indeed be in the Arctic's greenhouses. A beacon of hope in an otherwise daunting scenario, wouldn't you agree? From dependency to self-sufficiency, this frosty frontier is showing potential for transforming into a sustainable food production hub. It's an exciting shift, and it's happening right now. The logistical challenges of transporting fresh produce to the far north are immense, leading to high costs and limited availability. But now, imagine a future where these communities can grow their own food, all year round, right in their backyard. That's the promise of greenhouse farming. Greenhouses offer a controlled environment where temperature, humidity, and light can be regulated. This allows for the cultivation of a diverse range of fruits, vegetables, and herbs, regardless of the outside weather conditions. From crisp lettuce to juicy tomatoes, from fragrant basil to hardy root vegetables, the variety is astounding. And the best part? It's all grown locally. By reducing the dependency on imported food, we not only ensure a steady supply of fresh produce, but also significantly cut down on the carbon footprint associated with long-distance transportation. It's a win-win situation for both the communities and the environment. Having access to fresh, locally grown produce also improves the overall quality of the diet. The impact of greenhouse farming could be attributed to empowered communities. It's about creating local jobs and fostering entrepreneurship. Through greenhouse farming, we are uncovering a world of possibilities, transforming challenges into opportunities, and paving the way for a more sustainable and self-sufficient Arctic. Innovation is the key to survival in the harshest climates, thanks to a host of cutting-edge technologies. In the Arctic, sunlight is a precious commodity. For half the year, it's scarce, but fret not. We have LED lighting to the rescue. These energy-efficient bulbs can mimic sunlight, providing plants with the exact spectrum of light they need to photosynthesize efficiently, even in the depth of winter. This means fresh produce all year round, no waiting for the sun to show its face. But what about the freezing temperatures outside? Well, here's where geothermal energy steps in. By harnessing the Earth's natural heat, it's possible to keep greenhouses warm even when the mercury dips below zero. This reliable, renewable energy source makes it possible to grow crops even when the outside world is a frozen wasteland. And let's not forget about hydroponics, a method of growing plants without soil. Instead, plants are grown in mineral nutrient solutions in water, saving space, reducing the need for pesticides, and using up to 95% less water than traditional farming methods. In the Arctic, where every resource counts, hydroponics is a real game changer. But it's not just about the individual technologies, it's about how they all work together. The Arctic greenhouse of the future is a marvel of integrated systems, where every element from the LED lights to the geothermal heaters to the hydroponic systems is designed to work in harmony for maximum efficiency and minimum waste. Finally, let's talk about the modular design of these greenhouses. They are designed to be scalable and mobile, allowing for easy expansion or relocation as needed. This means that as communities grow and change, their greenhouses can grow and change with them, providing a sustainable, long-term solution to food security in the Arctic. Tech meets farm, and the Arctic blooms. The innovative technologies powering Arctic greenhouse farming are more than just solutions to challenges. They're the keys to unlocking a whole new world of sustainable agriculture in one of the planet's most extreme environments. Farming in the Arctic, a beacon of sustainability. Just imagine, amid the endless expanses of ice and snow, flourishing greenhouses that are not just producing fresh, nutritious food, but also doing so in an environmentally sustainable way. This is the reality of Arctic greenhouse farming. Greenhouse farming in this challenging region embodies sustainability in a myriad of ways. One of the most significant is the dramatic reduction in food miles. By growing produce locally, the need for long-haul transportation is eliminated. This means fewer trucks on the roads, fewer planes in the sky, and fewer ships on the seas. All of this adds up to a significant decrease in carbon emissions, contributing to the fight against climate change. But the sustainability benefits don't stop there. Arctic greenhouses are also champions of waste reduction. By using hydroponic systems, they use up to 90% less water than traditional farming methods. And since the water in these systems is recirculated, there's very minimal waste. Not to mention, these greenhouses can be powered by renewable energy sources, such as geothermal and solar power, further reducing their environmental impact. In addition, the use of controlled environments means that there's no need for harmful pesticides or herbicides. This not only leads to healthier, more nutritious food, but also protects the surrounding environment from contamination. And let's not forget about the soil. In traditional farming, soil degradation is a serious issue. But in a greenhouse, the soil is protected. This means it can continue to provide vital ecosystem services, such as water filtration and carbon sequestration, for years to come. In conclusion, greenhouse farming in the Arctic is far more than a solution to the region's food security challenges. It's a model of environmental sustainability that has the potential to inspire and inform agricultural practices around the world. The Arctic's greenhouses, a beacon of sustainability amid the ice. Does the financial math add up for Arctic greenhouses? Well, let's break it down. Imagine we're setting up a network of modular greenhouses in northern Alaska, focusing on leafy greens, herbs, and root vegetables. Starting with land acquisition and preparation, a plot in rural Alaska averages around $2,000 per acre. Add grading, drainage and foundation construction to the mix, and you're looking at an additional $10,000 per unit. Next up, greenhouse construction. A standard 1,000 square foot modular greenhouse is around $100,000. But remember, we're in the Arctic. We'll need insulation materials, heating systems, and ventilation equipment. Add another $50,000 to your budget for each unit. Now, let's talk about equipment and supplies. Initial purchases of irrigation systems, fertilizers, and seedlings come in at about $20,000 per unit. And don't forget the annual operating expenses. Electricity, maintenance, replacement parts, these will run you about $10,000 per unit every year. So, we've got our costs. What about revenues? Based on market demand and projected sales volume, we anticipate generating annual gross revenues of $1 million per hectare. Now, I hear you asking, how long until we break even? Well, let's consider the costs of setting up and maintaining one greenhouse unit and the potential revenues. The break-even time will of course depend on various factors like yield, market prices, and operating costs. But given our scenario, we could expect to recover initial investments within a few years of operation. In conclusion, while the upfront costs might seem high, the potential for profit, coupled with the benefits of local food production and job creation, make this a compelling venture. And remember, we're not just talking about dollars and cents here. We're talking about sustainable development, food security, and environmental stewardship. So, is greenhouse farming in the Arctic a financially sound venture? The numbers certainly suggest so. The Arctic, a potential farming paradise, who would have thought? We've journeyed through the possibilities, from leveraging climate change opportunities to addressing food security and the transformative capacity of innovative technologies. We've keenly examined the environmental sustainability of this venture, the reduction of food miles, a lower carbon footprint, and minimal waste, all proving to be key advantages of Arctic farming. Shifting our focus to financial viability, we've dug deep into understanding the cost implications and the promising revenue prospects. The Arctic, with its icy landscapes, may seem an unlikely candidate for farming, but with the power of greenhouse technology, it's on the brink of becoming a lighthouse for sustainable agriculture. As we navigate towards a greener future, the Arctic, once deemed desolate, rises as a compelling contender in the realm of sustainable food production.